With wintry weather moving in, including snow, sleet, and freezing rain, two questions are, how do travel conditions look tonight through tomorrow? And will I lose power at my house? We will address both of those moving through this weather, but here's what you need to know. In Louisville, the primary form of precipitation is going to be sleet. So those are the tiny little ice pellets that ping off the ground and eventually accumulate. It's not so much the amount, but more the precipitation type that's going to be problematic. Yes, you will have sleet. Yes, parts of the area will have some snow, but it's the freezing rain that I'm most concerned about. It's the absolute worst. Now, it's going to stick and start to accrete on metal surfaces first, like your grill or your car, and then eventually tree branches and your deck, anything that's made of wood, eventually asphalt. So once you look at your grill and your deck, kind of use that as the threshold. When they get glazed up, chances are the roads will start to get icy not too far after. This is a look at the current winter weather advisories. It has been expanded to include a northern row of counties in southern Indiana, so all the way from Orange, Washington, Clark, and Henry points down to the south. This is all the way through 1 p.m. tomorrow, and it's for the snow, the sleet, but also some freezing drizzle, which shows up by the time you leave the house first thing tomorrow. So let's show you what's going on StormView HD. When it looks like a radar, or when the radar looks like a rainbow, you know you have some issues out there. In the city, some rainfall now transitioning pretty quickly over to some sleet. You can almost hear that if you open your door or just step outside for a moment. Sleet, which is getting heavier now across just about all of Louisville Metro. Some light sleet and rain combination from Christiansburg, Shelbyville, down to Taylorsville, as well as Mount Washington, and then lighter sleet in Corden, New Amsterdam, into Brandenburg, maybe even a couple of snowflakes mixing into the north. To the south, more sleet, and then back over to freezing rain once you get near the Magnolia and Hodgenville area. So a quick glaze of ice cannot be ruled out in those locations, with temperatures still hovering close to 32, but look at this mess of sleet, snow, and freezing rain moving across the area. We have a very warm layer, which is about a mile up in the atmosphere. And with that thick, warm layer, what tends to happen is snow starts in the clouds, it melts, and then hits the ground and freezes on contact. That's known as freezing rain. When that warm layer is not as thick, it's a little bit thinner, then there's a lot of cold air for that to refreeze over to some sleet. And those ice pellets will accumulate overnight. On top of that, maybe a little bit of snow and perhaps a thin glaze of ice, with that freezing drizzle arriving by sunrise tomorrow. Here's a look at your almanac today. We did reach a high of 40, but it never really felt like that. Falling temperatures throughout the day, with your average sitting around 45. A live look in downtown Louisville. This is our camera lens on top of the 800 building. Clearly, it's iced up. 32, exactly at the freezing mark. Northeast wind around 12 miles an hour. And you can see in the metro, temperatures are either at or below freezing. So the bottom line, do not mess with ice. 28 right now in Henryville, 32 in areas like Springfield, Campbellsville, and Munfordville, both above freezing, sitting between 33 and 34. You can see sleet in the metro at midnight, going over to a little bit of snow at 2 o'clock in the morning. But look at south and central Kentucky. You have temperatures close to 32 and rain falling, and that's why to our south, more of an ice concern, to our north, more of a sleet and snow concern. By around 5 to 7, the precipitation starts to lighten up a little bit. Freezing drizzle on the Kentucky side of the Ohio River first thing tomorrow. By 10 o'clock, that freezing drizzle is along and south of the parkways. We're looking at mostly cloudy skies with temperatures either at or just above freezing by tomorrow afternoon. Very late in the day, we get a quick burst of a wintry mix. And then Wednesday, mixture of clouds and sunshine, temperatures in the 30s before some more rain spills in as we move into late Thursday morning and through the afternoon. So we'll take it in two parts. First, starting with the sleet and the snow. From Paoli, Madison through E-Town, Bardstown, and everywhere in between, you could see up to 1 inch of snow. That's anything from 0 to 1. But in this blue zone, which includes Tell City, Webster, South Louisville, like Okolona, and Shelbyville, you could see isolated 1 inch or plus amounts. Now let's switch over to ice, because snow and sleet, it's manageable. You can drive on it if you take it very slow and you have the right car, but driving on ice, it's impossible. And you're going to see that accumulate in E-Town, Campbellsville, Litchfield, and Columbia, where you could see anything from a glaze of ice up to 1/15 of an inch. So that's really not enough to cause too many power issues, but definitely slow you down when it comes to travel. 27 with snow, sleet, and freezing rain out there tonight. Tomorrow, some drizzle, which will be freezing during the morning because temperatures don't go above 32. 36 on Wednesday, 42 with rain to our south on Thursday and Friday. We dry things out, but it's a cold day with a high of 36.
All right, thank you, Rick.